Today we are going to start one of the important parts in HCI. I named this as a HCI because we need to interact. In one of the chapter which we are studying now, it's a chapter which is called collaboration, or how do we collaborate, online document and collaboration. So at the end of the days, you will be working in an environment where you need to work as a as a team, as a teammate in one of the project, in one of the team, all right? So one of the collaborative tool which I want to introduce to you is a GitHub, which we have started already. But I want to show you what you need to do in order to share your, let's say, to share your project. Maybe you're working on one task and then you want your colleagues to work on it. So I will show you what you need to do. I want you to follow as we move on. So in order to make the things happen, you need to know two things which may be there. So you may need to understand what does it mean, what does it mean, the push and pull. That's what I'm gonna introduce to you, okay? So let me log in on my GitHub. Come here, I say GitHub. So you come to log in the GitHub and I put my Gmail. And then I log in here and I say, if you don't have the login, you need to set up, okay? You need to set up. So here is where you will have your project. Remember, GitHub is remote server where you have to access, where you have to pull, where you have to push, from your local machine to your GitHub, right? So when you want to push means when you want to take a folder or a directory or a repository from your local machine to GitHub, you need to have something called SSH, SSH, all right? So first I want to show you how to create a project. I maximize this one, I come here, come to the home, I'm already on the home, right? So you come here, you give the name, you see this tab here, you create, you say project name. I'm going to give this project name as, let's take an example, say HCI project. HCI project. So here you have two options. You can either make repository to be public or private. So I want to make it public and I have to create. That's all. So you create a project. So once you create a project, remember this is a remote project. I repeat once again, this is a remote project. The name of the project, it's HCI project. You can see on the top here, we have it. We have at the top. And as we have here on the top, then you can use it, okay? It can be, if it's even public, all right? Now, if you want to access it on your, let's say you want to access it from your computer, so what you need to do, let me come here. I search my Git bash. I open my Git bash. And in this Git bash, I just want to, all right, in my Git bash here, just want to, let's say I want to access them. Let me minimize this one so that it cannot be having two main screen here. All right, so here, there's something which we need to check. The thing which we need to accomplish now, we need to take file, or we need to take repository, we need to take repos, okay? We need to take some repository from local to remote. The remote is a GitHub. That's what we need to do. So if you want to achieve these two things, what we need to do, we need to to achieve this one, you need to have something which is called, to achieve this, the thing which you need to do, you need to perform two things. One is push and pull. You need to push to your local machine. You need to pull. You need to push to your local machine. You need to pull from a local machine to remote server, okay, which is GitHub. All right. So now to do this, you need to do one thing. You need to check if you have the keys in your system. All right, okay. You need to check if you have the keys in your system. So you do this. You say SSH, okay, T, and then you check if you have the key. Say git at GitHub. So you type this code and you check. It says could not resolve host name. All right, I'll repeat once again, github.com. Okay, so GitHub permission denied. You don't have public key. Why do I show this one? Simple. Let's say we are going to create a file here. We're going to create a directory here. Let's say we create, let's say a git, the first thing to do, version is a version. And then I say git, let's say, let me create a directory. I say mkdir, and then I mention the following, mkdir, I mention, let's say, git project or HCI project, an example, HCI project. I say cd HCI project, just you are inside the HCI project. So next you need to initiate your repository or make this folder to be a repository. So you do git initial. So you need to initialize or create a repository. Next, we are going to create a simple file. Let's say nano, and I say HCI. Let's say design. HCI design, right? It's HCI design, but let's say, yeah, this is HCI design as a file .txt, and this is HCI design file. Okay, and then I press Control X, type Y, press enter, and you are there. If you say ls, you have the following. Now let's try to check the status of our file. It's a git status. As you can see, the file which we have here is HCI, but we need to stage it. Remember, in a previous class, we saw something called staging and committing. So staging means you prepare your file to be stored in a GitHub, but it's not yet ready, right? You make it ready, but not yet, saved it. So what do we need to do? We need to do git add. You may say git add dot, means you want to add all the file which you have here. Or you say git add the file which you want to add. All right. And then you say git status. So the file is been added here. New file is in a stage, and then we need to commit it or to save it. You say git commit, append the message, file of design to be added. Okay, you give a message. Okay, and now again type git status. Now nothing is there, right? Now take an example. You want to add it in your, let's say you want to take the folder. Remember, you need to take this repository and you want to put it in your local machine. So the simple way to do this, you can follow the following. You can do this if you want to add it on your local repository. All right. So what you need to do, you need to come here. You need to come back here, and here we have an option. Means we want to push it. We want to push it on our system. So here you have here we have an option. You have to copy this URL. By default, it may be in HTTPS, but we need to use HSS, right? We need to use HSS. Let's try to use both and see without a key and see if it will be possible. Okay, HTTPS, I copy this. This is a copy. And then I come here. So here I will do git remote add origin, git remote add origin, and then I say HTTP, remote add origin. Then I have to paste, my code, which I, that URL. I press enter. Very well. So we adding it. Okay. After adding this one means we added the directory, remember, or repository from my GitHub. So the next part which I want to do, I want to push it. So git push set upstream, right? And then you say origin master branch. I'll explain to you about the master, the branches in a while. Okay. I press enter. Here it's requiring me to access browser driver GitHub, connect to the GitHub. Let me sign in with a code. All right, this is a code. Visit the URL below and enter the following code. So I'm going to copy this code. Copy, I visit this URL. And then I enter the username. The username is acquire and joe@gmail.com. Okay, I put my login. So I enter, and then I'm going to enter the code. I continue. The authentication was requested from Chiang Mai and so on. It gives me, I authenticate. I say, okay, authenticate. But this is not secure. This is not safe. Okay, that's why I will show you second way. This is not safe. Okay. Now here it says enable object 3 done. Everything is done, right? I pushed from there. Now let me try to see if I have my file here. If I say ls, as you can see, I have HCI design the text. Now it says, what does it say? It says git setup. It says 3 object is done, 100%. Everything is done, right? To the master, right? Everything is done on the master. So let me try to come up with my file here. I want to, for example, sorry, I put this file and I put it on my GitHub, right? I pushed from my system, local system, to the GitHub. So let me come to my GitHub here. And I have to check once again. Do you see now the file is here? Excellent. The file is added. The file which we added is here, is now in our GitHub. This is one way. In a few minutes or during the class, I may explain to you, or if I get it once more time, I will show you how you can add, how you can use a secure channel. The one which I have used is not secure. I come back here. I come back to my repository, which we have here. This one, as you can see, we have, we are in a master. Okay, already is added. Okay, no problem. The one which we have here is not secure the way we added it. Okay, let me create once again a directory. We create a directory. I'm going to give the name this as, let's take an example. Let it be HCI. Okay. Project 2, make it public, copy, create repository. Remember the previous one, we use this one. Second time you can use SSH just to make your project become more secure. Means it cannot be accessed by anybody, or it cannot be modified. No, it cannot be modified. Nobody can be able to penetrate your system. You need to use SSH. Okay. So to do so, if you come here, I copy this, and once again come here, and again I have to enable the following. I have to let's say git remote add origin, and I paste my code here, paste my URL code here. Sorry, let me remove the following. Okay, I paste my URL code here. It's already there, right? Now, second part, it's just to push, right? If I say git push set upstream origin master. Let's wait and see. Everything is up to date, nothing's there to be pushed. So there'll be a case where you may be able to use, let me try to exit this one. Exit. Again, come back to here. I say git bash. And I'm going to create one more directory. I say, let me create one more directory here just to show you two options, mkdir, and I say, let's say HCI project local cd HCI project local git initialize. We start this git. I'm gonna create a file. I say nano, let's say file local.txt. This is local file. I exit, I save, and then I'm going to pull up, the content. Okay, I'm going to push, means to send this file into my GitHub. So what do? We connect to the remote. We say git remote add origin, and then I have to paste my code here. All right, this is fine. It's a fine. Next, I'm gonna do git push. Okay, set upstream origin master. As you can see here, it says you cannot do it. You are very restricted. Because of what? Because of using secure socket. Okay, we're using secure socket, right? The secure socket, which is the following, which is the one which I mentioned here, secure socket, right? So this is very secure. So if you want to unlock it, you need to use some keys. So to use those keys, you may find, let's check, if we have permission to access this one. All right. So to check if you have permission to access this one, you may type SSH. You may type SSH, and you type T git at github.com, right? Git at github.com. It will tell us if a permission. It says we do not have any permission for public keys. This is a public key. For the next session, I will show you how to generate this public key, all right? To generate this public key, all right? How to generate it. And again, if you come here, just for example, and you come to the home, you look to the setting, Okay, you come to the setting, you look SSH and the key, you see SSH key, they're empty. So you need to have them. You need to have this key, you need to add them. I'll explain to you how to add this key in another time.